How's it going, everybody? My name is Michael, KI8R, and welcome to the DX Engineering channel. Today we're taking a look at the ACOM 500S. There is a saying that good things come in small packages, and the ACOM 500S is no exception. Coming in at just over 17 pounds and measuring 11.5 by 10.7 by 6.2 inches, this little box packs quite a punch. Rated at 500 watts with approximately 20 watts of drive, this amp covers 160 meters all the way up to 4 meters. It also has a 5-inch color display, an intuitive menu structure, an LDMOS transistor, a built-in switching supply, and has the ability to track most transceivers when you change bands. As the owner of an ACOM 2100, which is a legal limit tube amplifier, I was excited to try this amp. Compared to my 2100, this amp is about half the size and about a quarter of the weight. Installation was simple. If you have a newer rig, there is likely a control cable available. If not, this amp is RF sensing, which means that if you change bands, the amp will also change bands as soon as you key your rig. Just hook up a keying cable and you're ready to go. Since my K3 is already hooked to my 2100, I decided to hook the 500 to my FTDX10. Using the DXE ACOM SS YSU10 cable makes for an easy setup, since this cable not only carries band data, but also includes the key line. Other cables may require a separate keying line. One thing to remember when hooking up this particular amp is that RF output 1 is reserved for the matching ACOM 04AT or ACOM 06AT tuner. If you're not already using one of these tuners, then connect your antenna to RF output 2. Let's look at some of the features of this amp. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 500 watt amp that covers from 160 meters all the way up to 4 meters. I found that depending on the band, 20 to 30 watts would easily drive this amp to 500 watts. The 500 utilizes a rugged LDMOS transistor and includes a broadband input circuit, which means that your transceiver will see a low SWR typically below 1.5 to 1. Also included is a 5-inch display. While this is not a touchscreen, there are 6 buttons just underneath the screen, allowing you to easily navigate the menus. The display shows forward and reflected power, as well as the PA temperature. More information including SWR, power gain, voltage, and current are available in the amp measure menu. You are also able to change settings in the user preferences menu, including the beep volume, display brightness, and setting your call sign. Installation is easy. Depending on the radio you're using, you may need 1 or 2 cables to control the amp. Also, this amp is RF sensing, so if you're using an older radio that doesn't offer CAT support, the ACOM can still change bands as soon as it senses RF from your radio. The fans in this amp are reasonably quiet. They do ramp up depending on the internal temperature of the amp, however. So if you're operating FT8, for example, you will hear the fans ramp up. The amp also logs any faults in the faults log menu. This menu will also display other information about the amp, including its serial number and hardware and firmware versions. Now, if things go south, there's always a provision to restore to factory defaults. In the time I've had this amp on my desk, I have found it to be an outstanding amplifier. Not only is it sturdy and well built, but it's easy to set up and easy to get on the air. This amp would be a great addition to any ham shack. Also, not having to wait for 3 minutes for my ACOM 2100 to warm up and tune for a new band is a plus as well. If you're looking for an amp that offers ease of use and reliable performance, this amp is a great choice. And that's the ACOM 500S amplifier. Hey, thanks for checking out the DX Engineering channel today. My name is Michael, KI8R, and we'll see you on the next one.